Here we are, at a Victorian-era mansion in countryside of rural England.
I'm Justin Dornish, and we're about to go on an adventure back in time.
Here we are. This is clearly a scene from Oscar Wilde's Importance of Being Earnest. Such inspiration from scenes like this happened in England all the time back in these beautiful days.
This ghastly state of things is what you call bunburying, I suppose.
Yes, and a perfectly wonderful bunbury it is. The most wonderful bunbury I've ever had in my entire life.
Well, you've got no right whatsoever to bunbury here.
That is absurd! One has the right to bunbury anywhere one chooses. Every serious bunburyist knows that.
Serious bunburyist? Good heavens!
Well, one must be serious about something if one wants to have any amusement in life. I happen to be very serious about bunburying. What on earth are you serious about? I haven't got the remotest idea. About everything, I should fancy? You have such an absolutely trivial nature.
Well, the only small satisfaction I have in the whole of this wretched business is that your friend Bunbury is quite exploded. You won't be able to run down the country quite so often as you used to, dear Algie, and a very good thing, too.
Your brother's a little off color, isn't he, dear Jack? You won't be able to disappear to London quite so frequently as your wicked custom was, and not a bad thing, either.
As for your conduct towards Miss Cardew, I must say that you're taking in a sweet, simple, innocent girl like that is quite inexcusable, to say nothing of the fact she is my ward.
I can see no possible defense at all for your deceiving and brilliant, clever, thoroughly experienced young lady like Miss Fairfax, to say nothing of the fact that she is my cousin.
I wanted to be engaged to Gwendolyn, that is all. I love her.
Well, I simply wanted to be engaged to Cecily. I adore her.
There is certainly no chance of you marrying Miss Cardew.
I don't think there's any much likelihood, Jack, you, Miss Fairfax, would decide either. If it was my business, I wouldn't talk about it at all. It is very vulgar to talk about one's business. Only people like stockbrokers do that, and they're merely at dinner parties.
How you can sit there, calmly eating muffins when we are in this horrible trouble, I can't make out. You seem to me to be perfectly heartless.
Well, I can't eat muffins in an agitated manner. One, the butter would probably get in my cuffs. One should always eat muffins quite calmly. It is the only way to eat them.
I say, it's perfectly heartless you're eating muffins at all under the circumstances.
When I'm in trouble, eating is the only thing that consoles me. Indeed, when I'm in really great trouble is anyone who knows it immediately, they tell you, I refuse anything except food and drink. At the present moment, I am eating muffins because I am unhappy. Besides, I'm particularly fond of muffins.
Well, this is no reason why I should eat them in a greedy way.
I wish you would take tea instead, or tea cake. Take this tea cake.
Good heavens! A supposed man that eats his own muffins in his own garden! My dear fellow, the sooner you give up that nonsense, the better. I made arrangements this morning with Chasuble to be christened at 5:30, and I naturally will take the name of Ernest. It's absurd. Besides, I have the perfect right to be christened if I like. There's no evidence that I will ever have been christened by anybody. I should think it extremely probable that I was, and so does Dr. Chasuble. It is entirely different in your case. You have been christened already.
Yes, but I've not been christened for years.
Yes, but you have been christened. That is the important thing.
Quite so. I know my constitution can stand it. And if you are not quite sure about ever having been christened, I must say that I think it's rather dangerous you're venturing on it now. It might make you very unwell. You can hardly have forgotten that someone very closely connected to you was nearly carried off this week in Paris by a severe chill.
Yes, but you said yourself that a severe chill was not hereditary.
It used to be. I know, but I disarray it now. Science is always making wonderful improvements in things.
Oh, that is nonsense. You are always talking nonsense.
Jack, you're at the muffins again. I wish you wouldn't. There are only 2 left. There's 2 left.
Well, I hate tea cake.
Why on earth do you always allow tea cake to be served to your guests then? What ideas do you have of hospitality?
Algernon, I've already told you to go. I don't want you here. Why don't you go?
I haven't quite finished my tea yet, and there's still 1 muffin left.